Alright guys, thanks for watching the VSO Gun Channel. Today I've got something special for you. This is a Pulsar Quantum HD 19A. This is a thermal imaging scope capable of white hot and black hot imaging, day and night capabilities, and what we're going to be looking at today are the various uses for this thing. This is not a militarized scope, as you will see some types of thermal imaging devices used for. This is literally a detection capable unit. So this thing also has video out capabilities. If we rotate it to the bottom side, you have a little window here that flips open. You can install this little, basically it's a component cord that goes directly in, and that is also where your DC power converter, like say for your truck or whatever, would go into. This thing is powered off of 4 AA batteries that are located in this kind of like almost a magazine thing, and it comes with a spare one of these. All this does is basically you align it with the that tab with this tab, drop it right in there, and there's a lever that you lock right there, and then she's ready to go. You turn her on, and you go through the calibration scheme, and this thing is ready to run. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on a tripod, and we're going to go ahead and basically cycle through the modes and show you guys what this thing can do. Alright guys, so we're here. I had this little janky bipod here. It's a spare one that I have. We're just going to be using it for stability on this thing. Pay it no real mind. But as a point that I would like to make, this thing has 2 positions where it can attach to standard camera mounts, both on the right and left side of the optic. And on the left side of the optic here, there is actually a Picatinny rail for attachment of, say, like a digital video recorder type thing if you were to order something like that in. We are going to be using a different type of recorder today, but basically I'm going to just go ahead and clip this thing on here. I'm going to go ahead and insert the battery pack and lock it into place, and I'm going to press this button right here and just let her power on for a second. Alright guys, so what we're doing now is we are just powering up the optic really quick. And the first thing that we have to do once the optic is powered up is we have to calibrate it. There are 3 different calibration modes. We're going to be running in semi-automatic calibration mode today because what that allows us to do is some of the cool stuff that we're going to do later is going to put it at the edge of its detection capabilities because it's going to be really hot. You're going to want to stay tuned and watch that for sure. But what that's going to allow it to do is auto-correct for when those sort of things happen. So now that I've gone ahead and powered it up, we just press the cal button because I already have it set up in semi-automatic mode. Notice the shutter is closed, and that's going to allow it to calibrate to the ambient temperature settings. Once it's calibrated, I just push that button, made it calibrate. I'm just going to go ahead and open the objective by spinning this front piece. And you should be able to see our guy here. Doc is so kind as to model for us today in his gear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run through the functions. This thing has front and rear focus capabilities. So the front focus, we're just going to go ahead and turn this until he appears crisp, and the rear one also making sure that the target appears crisp. So to go through the various menu settings, what we're going to do is we're going to hold this front piece in. And one of the cool things about this is it has different settings for different environments. So right now, what you're seeing is the urban setting. I have that selected right there, and as you can see, it kind of dials in a little bit more. It opens the aperture up a little bit, that allows it to kind of work with some of the more brighter environmental settings. If we go back into the modes, this is indoors. And that is obviously a little bit different for, once again, incandescent lights and stuff like that. And then if we go back into modes, this is the mode that obviously we're using because we're outdoors in the forested areas. And as you can see, it is best suited for our area. Down, the next setting down, you have the calibration modes. This is we're currently on semi-automatic, denoted by the H. If you scroll over one position left, that is the full manual mode. It won't do anything to help you at all. Once you get it calibrated, it will stay calibrated to that position. You might have to manually recalibrate it at a later time, depending on differing temperature signatures and environmental conditions as well. As I mentioned, we're on semi-automatic mode, and then over here is a full automatic mode. We're not using it today because we are actually doing video, and it will stop every once in a while. It'll tip a threshold and go ahead and recalibrate itself. We're going to not play with that today. So once again, we're going to continue on semi-automatic mode. Going down, once again, this is how you set the video output. We are using a video output converter today, guys. I'm not entirely sure how compatible with our video this is going to be because we shoot in 4K or 1080p. This looks like it's going to output at 720p. It might be a little bit grainy for you, so I do apologize for that. But if you go down one more section, that is the PM. You see that is where you set time, PM, hour, and minutes. We're going to go ahead and exit there. And then some of these other functions down here are for advanced users. And we're going to go ahead and stay out of those for the time being. So moving on, outside of the integral menu, if you just touch this button here, just tap it, this allows you to adjust your contrast. And as you can see, as I cycle through the contrast, go all the way down, dock disappears. This allows me to go all the way back up to I believe there are 20 settings, and you can see that he's super bright hot there. We're going to go back down to a nominal setting so he shows up a little bit. And then if we go, if we tap this button again, what that allows us to do is set our brightness, our brightness. So you can see we're all the way down here. If we continue to go up, everything kind of washes out a little bit. I have this thing set on a nominal setting for today, and you can see that it works pretty well for what we're doing. We're going to bring the brightness up a little bit. So, getting out of there, if I hold this button in, all those menu things disappear. And then on top of here, what we have, if you see there's a little square setting here, what that does is that is your 2x digital zoom. So you can see that I can hop in on dock there or hop out if I decide. The other thing that button has a dual feature for is if I hold it down, it will switch between white hot and black hot. Right now we are in white hot. And if we press this down, we go to black hot. So everything that you see that is black now is at its hottest. And if I go back, we're now at white hot. So what that allows you to do is to distinguish between different objects. Different lighting conditions is going to dictate what you're capable of doing. So guys, a lot of people are going to ask, what is the advantage of thermal over, say, night vision or something like that? Well, actually, what I'd like to talk about real quick are the disadvantages of thermal over night vision. The problem with thermal is it's actually a two-dimensional digital image, like projected on a screen. So you can't see through something like a window or something like that. But the advantage is that you can use this out in all lighting conditions. And you may not be able to see out of a window or something like that, but you can get a bigger sense of your surroundings based on the thermal image that you are getting, because it's actually picking up heat signatures instead of just enhanced lighting signatures. So what you cannot see in a night vision optic, you will be able to see through this. I had this out there the other day, and it was extremely hazy, and I was looking through night vision and I could not see 20 yards into the field. However, I could get up my thermal and be able to see a couple hundred yards into that field, and I could actually pick out the deer that were hanging out in there as well. Unfortunately, it's not deer season, so I couldn't drop any of them. But that is one of the major advantages of night vision, or of thermal vision over night vision. The other advantage of thermal vision over night vision is this can be used in all lighting conditions. So if I were to take a night vision device and turn it on right now and take the infrared cover off of it, I could potentially fry that optic, especially if it's not auto-gated. This thing, the only way you can really kill this thing is if I turn it on and point it directly at the sun. And even then, it may still survive depending on how long I point it there. So that's just one concern that you have to look at with thermal vision, but it's a lot more versatile than, say, your night vision devices. And thermal is getting much, much better these days. This unit is pretty cost effective as far as thermal is concerned. I do believe it's sitting around the $2,000 mark, as opposed to, 4 or 5 years ago, this would have been a $10,000 optic. So the price is coming down a little bit, guys. It is becoming a little bit more competitive with night vision, something that you should check out. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and show you some of the functions that the thermal vision is going to allow you to do versus your conventional night vision. And it should be pretty cool. We're going to go a little bit outside the box on this thing, so stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, well, or can't see really, Doc is standing over the hill there somewhere, and you can't really see him even though he's wearing street clothes right now. He's wearing like blue jeans, a white hat, and a black shirt, which should be able to pick out pretty easily down there in the woods line against all that brown. That sort of stuff should be able to pop out pretty easily. But if we switch over and take a look at the thermal, I guarantee you that you're going to be able to see him pretty well. Hey Doc, go ahead and step out of the woods, buddy. So as you can see, now that he's kind of revealed himself from cover, you can probably see him on that Nikon pretty well now that he's coming out. But the whole time, I'm sure that you were able to see him on the thermal pretty well. And that's just at regular body temperature. And he's at rest right now. He's not building up a whole lot of body heat or anything like that. If you're hustling or been doing a lot of work, or maybe be out there hunting like an animal or something like that that's been moving around, they're going to be generating a lot more body heat, and they're going to be able to be picked out pretty easily. So, but anyway, that's enough with the body heat stuff. Let's move on to something a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun. All right, boys and girls, right here I have a Mossberg 500. As you can see, I also have some specialty ammo on the side of this thing. This is 2 rounds of Dragon's Breath. We're going to light that target up over there and see what it looks like. Here goes nothing, guys. I bet you that looked pretty cool on a thermal. Let's check it out. Here goes nothing, guys. Alright guys, for this test, we're going to see what this gun looks like after I heat it up. So right now, what you guys are seeing is an AR15 that has not been shot all day. It's just been kind of hanging out at room temperature, and as you can see on the thermal view, it's cooler than body temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run 30 rounds of Wolf through it and see what the barrel looks like after that, and maybe what the handguards look like as well. So, without further ado, yeah, she's toasty. So, I don't know what it looks like over there or on the thermal. We're going to go ahead and move a little bit closer to the thermal and see what it is that she looks like here. I'm surprised that GoPro stayed on there after that. I've been having a really hard time with that GoPro mount. But anyway, let's try something else, because I got something else that's really cool. So what I have here are some tracer rounds. We loaded these up ourselves, so I can't guarantee that we're going to get any ignition. Fidelis loaded them. I'm confident in his capabilities. I think they're going to give us some nice pops. We're going to see if we can't capture it on thermal. I don't think that I'm going to have enough resolution to get it for a long range trace. But I think once those ignition tails on those tracer rounds impact that target, it's going to make a cool effect on target. We'll see what we can do, and we're about 100 and a little bit over 100 yards away. So I probably can't shoot for shit anyway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go prone, and we're going to see if I can't put some rounds on that target. Camera ready? Mm-hmm. It looks like a zero might take a little high. And sorry guys, that is all of the tracer ammo that we brought with us. But hey, why don't we go ahead, check the thermal, see how that turned out, and move on to the next thing, because this is going to be pretty cool. Alright boys and girls, we have an American classic out here. We have Shockwave binary targets, binary explosive targets. Those are the 1 pound variants out there. I'm going to be using my 16-inch AR-15 Of course, the venerable racket bag from VanQuest. Check that stuff out. It's a badass bag. And to scope down those targets, we're going to be using this OpMod EOTech. Review coming on both those items. But I have some hypersonic rounds. You guys saw the tracers. Now we're going to move over to some hypersonics and set those bad boys off. Well, I was really hoping that it was going to knock that shootsteel.com target clear off its riser. I put one above it, one below it. Didn't happen. Oh well. But let's see what happens when we check out the thermal. All right, guys. Now I got something special for you. I have some propane tanks sitting right there. One of them's a little bit I can't tell how full it is. The other one I'm pretty sure is completely full. I've got tracers loaded up in this AR15 right here, and I have a shotgun loaded with Dragon's Breath just in case they decide not to pop. So, there goes nothing, guys. You ready to go? Like I said, that one was a little bit weak, so we're gonna hit the other one here. And hopefully that looks pretty cool on the thermal. Alright guys, so whenever you do something stupid like this, those things are dangerous for like hours after you shoot them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and ventilate them a few more times so they drain a little bit quicker. I've just got some standard, our Wolf polyformous ammunition here, and I'm going to go ahead and light them up. So now that there's some more holes in those things, we're just going to leave them alone for a couple hours and we'll come back, shoot a few more segments. Alright guys, thanks for taking a look at us with this Pulsar unit that we brought out here. This thing was pretty cool to play with for a little bit. You're going to be seeing some more filming capabilities with this after we get a dedicated video recorder for this thing. Maybe you'll see us running around in the dark with it a little bit. It was a lot of fun to do. Obviously some of the things that we did today are completely outside of its specification range. But they were definitely within its capability. It was a lot of fun. Once again, guys, if you want to look to find something like this or pick something up like that, you can check out opticsplanet.com. They offer VSO subscribers a discount. Check that out. It's in the description box below. You can find that coupon code to be able to get some discount on an optic like this or anything else on their optics line. They do also offer equipment and stuff like that. So one of the cool things that you can do just because you're a VSO subscriber, get some discount, some good kit. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This was a Pulsar Quantum HD 19A. Check it out, and remember, you just watch the VSO Gun Channel where we bend the fit and scratch the finish so that you guys don't have to, and hopefully we don't end up breaking this thing, but who knows? We do things our own way. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time. This thing is powered off of 4 AA batteries and then this setting allows you to change, I don't even know what that does, but that's okay.